All right, now, a culture of death. Now, on my way here, I was sitting in the vehicle and thinking, how would I start the lecture today? And I thought of life and I thought of death, because the enemy has put death on our youth. And our youth are a part of a culture of death. It's not your fault. I'm going to take all the blame away from you today, but I'm going to put it where it belongs. But after I show you that you are not responsible, then don't go back to that behavior, because then you will be responsible and then a penalty will come against you. Now, this rebellion set up a culture of death. What is death? What is life? In the Bible, when Moses came to the children of Israel, he said, I set before you two signs, one of life, one of death. Choose life, that you and your seed may live. What is life? You got it, I got it, but do we really have life? See, life is activity in accord with the nature of our creation. Lions have life. As long as they're living the way God created a lion to be, then he's acting in accord with his nature. So you ain't gonna jump in no den with no lion. I mean, the Hebrew boys did, but you need to understand that one before you jump in with some lions. You know, these illusionists do things and they tell you, don't you try this, because this is a trick. But if you don't know how to do the trick, don't do that. So don't you go running into no lion den talking about you the Hebrew boys. You might come up with the past tense, I was. Now, life is in every creature that acts in accord with its nature. Death starts when you take a creature away from its natural course. That's when death starts. I'll follow this now. If you are the original people of the earth, how did you live before the white man came? I'm just gonna deal straight. I ain't got no time to sugarcoat nothing. How did black people live before the white man came? If you let him tell your story, you were swinging in trees. But if you were swinging in trees, how did you build his mansions in the South? How did you lay the roads? How did you become so great when he denied you the right to know? Where did your building skills come from? You already were a builder, brother. And we lived in accord with God and the nature of our creation before an enemy came. Preacher, the Bible says, as by one man, not one spook, not one spirit, but as by one man sin entered into the world. See, the world was already operating. People were already here. But as by one man sin entered in, I'm going to place a ruler in the earth. And he's going to create mischief and cause the shedding of blood. Well, when he placed that ruler, as by one man sin entered. What is sin? Transgression of the law. Rebellion against God is sin. Well, you didn't do that. Adam did that. So the Bible says, as that one man brought sin, then death came by sin. And death has passed to all men, for all men now have sinned. All are in rebellion because a ruler that you would be bound to follow is a rebel. That's why God is hard on leaders. Because if any man would be your leader and he's a rebellion person against God, then what will you be who follow him?